No, no. Hi everybody and welcome to Game Slob's War for the Underworld with yours truly, Coopz. For this level, there is a lot of talking. So I'm not going to do any talking until the very end. So if you want the lowdown on the level, feel free to just skip to the end, where I will give you all the instructions and how I did it and everything. Or you can watch through it and learn.
With its trained garrison, it's virtually impervious to attack. Fortunately for you, their commander, Lord O'Theland, is a vacuous sort who will throw his troops at your dungeon without strategy or order. I can think of no better time for you to learn how to build defenses for your dungeon. But to do this, you'll first need a foundry. Open the veins of evil and unlock it now. Foundry unlocked. Build one now and your minions will be happy to create defenses for your dungeon. Your workers will continue to claim territory mindlessly. To prevent them from throwing their lives away, cast Impasse upon the flashing tile. Each Impasse flag will create a 3x3 area that your workers will not claim. Use it to keep your expansion in check and your workers alive. To dismiss an Impasse flag, simply give it a slap. You can also click the red Impasse icon to dismiss all such flags. That artifact. You've discovered a gold shrine. Tagging it will allow your workers to mine unlimited wealth for your dungeon. If your coffers are full, or if you're afraid of how wealth might change you, you can always untag it with a second click. A Chunder has entered your dungeon. A Chunder has entered your dungeon. Attracted by the foundry, this gassy creature will joyfully launch the fetid contents of its stomach to attack. Your other minions would do well to stay a few steps back. Your minions need to be a Lord. Here are the basic rules they require. Open the veins of evil and unlock the blade lotus. Blade Lotus unlocked. The Blade Lotus is a spinning flower of destruction that tears nearby enemies into shredded flesh as it pushes them away. To build defenses for your dungeon, you need simply to lay their blueprints upon a claimed tile. Your minions will work to craft defense parts within your foundry, which will then be ferried off by your workers to construct them. Blade Lotus complete. Splendidly done, Underlord. But see how some of your mana has been locked away. These defenses require a small portion of your mana in order to function. You will regain this locked mana when the defense is destroyed or sold. Many of the defenses you build can be toggled between two distinct modes, each with their own effects. Toggle the Blade Lotus by clicking it now. The Blade Lotus can be dropped into a hidden mode, which allows enemies to unknowingly pass over it. The perfect trap for retreating foes. Now click the Blade Lotus again to reactivate it. When active, the Blade Lotus will carve your enemies down to size. Unless you're fighting those stinking dwarves, who will end up pint-sized. Due to its small size, the Blade Lotus is most effective in tight corridors. For a bit more firepower and range, you should consider the Bombard. This defense will launch flaming iron balls at any foe that mistakenly wanders too close, swiftly turning their bodies into broken vessels of blooded mash. Select the Bombard and build it upon one of the flashing tiles to the east of your dungeon core. Bombard complete. The Bombard can be placed into overdrive mode by clicking it, which will increase the speed at which it fires. However, each attack while in overdrive will damage the defense. Now that you have some offense, you should wall off your dungeon core to prevent your enemies from sneaking in and destroying it. Build a wooden door upon the flashing tile. The wooden door will slow the advance of your enemy for a short time. However, it can also be used to prevent your minions from wandering into haunted corridors or private baths. Wooden door complete. Make sure your dungeon has all the basic amenities required by your minions, lest it turn into a ghost town. The wooden door can be toggled open and closed with a click. While closed, no minions may pass through unless the door is opened, destroyed, or sold. Let's go before Lord. It is payday. Bombard complete. You've caught on quick, Underlord. Now put your murderous new talents to work. There's no doubt that the insipid Lord will soon learn of your presence and send his troops forth to die by your hand. In the meantime, you should continue to build defenses to protect your dungeon, adding any additional rooms you desire to diversify your army and improve your chances of survival. Defense complete. Bombard complete. Defense complete.
This evil presence shall not stand up to my might. Rally straight forth to assault them, men! Just so.
How terribly kind of the nitwit to announce his attack. Prepare to defend the center line, Underlord. Blade complete.
What do you mean they're all dead? This threat is more serious than I thought. Give me a minute. I shall prepare a new plan of attack to thwart this devil. I've got it! We shall attack from the north and the center simultaneously. That should bamboozle this unholy menace.
Scatter their bones for the rats to clean. Your minions are being attacked. Your minions are in combat. Your minions are in combat. Your minions are fighting melee. Your minions are under attack. Your minions are under attack.
Kirith's scepter! They've all been bested? Okay, hold on, I'm thinking.
Some bullfrog soup, my lord. Quite delicious.
They'll certainly not expect this trick. Assault the center and the south. They'll never see us coming.
This blubbering dunce could have used a few firm lashes as a child. Combat complete. Combat complete. Defense complete. Combat complete. Don't need to fight melee. There are creatures assaulting your dungeon core. Combat complete.
By the light! Have none of you had any training at all? It's inconceivable that survive that assault.
I haven't had this much fun in years. Combat complete.
Wait! I forgot to tell you something! Retreat!
Combat complete. One of your champions took a magnificent breakthrough in the sciences, and then promptly disguised landlord and scrambled his own brain. What a marvelous meat I can construct, landlord.
From all sides! Swiftly! Whilst the minions of evil recover!
This assault may actually test your abilities, Underlord. Do try and learn something. It's melee. By hell, Underlord, I've peered into the soul of one of your workers. He's more evil than I am.
Those loyal to the Empire, come to me. I will tell you the tale they will sing of us when we have finished here. They'll sing of our bravery and those who have fallen. They will regale the noble way in which we fought and won. They will proudly shout my name, Lord Otheland, Savior of the Empire. Now if you are with me, cheer with me.
Make sure you keep your dungeons secure, Underlord.
You there! lead the charge from the north. And you, yes, lead the southern assault. We shall attack in 2 ways. I will lead the second from the rear, so I may issue orders more easily. Charge!
And I'm back. Here I am. Okay, so you've probably, obviously, got the general gist of what's going on in this level. It's basically Lord Otheland just keeps sending wave upon wave upon wave of enemies to kill you. Now, there are 2 ways that you can actually do this level. I found you can do it the way I've done it, just let them all come to you, and eventually the waves will stop and then you can go into their dungeon, which you'll see in a minute, or you can just train your troops up and then just go in all guns blazing. Now, you've noticed there's a lot of, well, I say a lot, there's not a lot, but there are some traps that you can put down. You've got the Blade Lotus and the Bombard. As you watch through the series, you will notice that I quite like the Bombard. It is one of my favourites, and I do use the Lotus quite a lot. Don't really use any other traps that much, because, well, just because. The only other thing I would say about this level is I hated it. Absolutely despised every second of it, and if it wasn't for Game Slobs, I may well have stopped playing the game at this point. And this is just a note for the creators. When the game was actually in the beta stage, I played this level and I did make a comment to them on their forums and said, this is not an ideal stage so early on, because the landscape was so bloody horrible. All the rooms, you couldn't make any square rooms, and it was very limited. I mean, they came back to me and said, well, you know, we want you to learn how to, you know, put your rooms into certain areas and how it all works. It could have been left for a later stage, or not to such an extent where it was really difficult. I mean, at this sort of stage of the game, you want loads of space where you can just plant all these rooms and see what they do. And yeah, obviously, you know, you've got the tutorial that tells you how to do things and progress within the level, but it just wasn't, and it did actually really bug me, and it took me quite a while. I mean, there's been a lot of speed ups, so it took me quite a while to actually get around to finishing this level, because it was just a chore.
Fine work, Underlord. Now that Otheland and his cronies are a dehydrated paste, let's move on with our assault and destroy the final inhibitor.
So there you go, you can see it took me 39 minutes to actually complete the level, which shouldn't have taken that long, but because I couldn't build the dungeon that I wanted to build, yeah, it was just a bit cacky. And there is one thing I just wanted to point out. At one point within this level, I actually paused it, well, slowed it down when he said something about, it says, by hell, Underlord, I've peered into the soul of one of your... And then he said, he actually says workers, but the text actually says imps, which I took great pleasure in, because I'm like, yes! That's what they are. They are imps. So, yeah, you've done it once. You can do it for the rest of the creatures now. Just put them back, please. For me. I might actually find a hack for that where you can just literally just change all the names of everything. Or is that a bit OTT? I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching this episode, guys. I know I didn't talk much initially, and there's a lot of narration going on. There are a few levels like that where there's just so much narration going on. It's hard for me to get a word in edgeways, so there might be a few levels where I'm doing that. But please do like, subscribe, and leave a comment below telling me I don't know. What do you think of the game so far? Would this level have made you quit? Or would you have quite enjoyed it? Leave your comments below, let me know, and I will catch you next time on GameSlob's War for the Underworld. Ta-ta!